And we are back with Wrath of the Righteous. It's been a while. But, finally here. No, hold on. Load. And this should be. Alright. Let's see here. As we left off, we finished up with Woljif's companion quest. After so long wondering about his place in the worlds of humans and demons, Woljif discovered the truth in Illusionera. He is nothing more than a vessel for the soul lurking within the moon of the abyss, waiting for its chance. Of course, Woljif could not simply accept this state of affairs. Inspired by the commander, he refused to submit to Yggdrasil and chose a life of freedom in the human world. Greetings, Atrocious! Let's see. Nobody else has much in the... hasn't finished anything about their story. And where we left off, I was going to try to see if I had the means to cast Dimension Door to go over to this one spot. Which means I'm pretty much just going through the scrolls to see if I have one. I'm pretty sure I have a few scrolls of Dimension Door. Let's see. Type. Yeah, here we go. Dimension Door Mass. A bit overkill, but hey, why not? DC 24. Should be doable. I use magic devices plus 14. Okay, I should probably give it to her. Take off. And her. Oh wait, can Woljif copy this? Yeah, he can. It's only a 4th level spell. Alright, we'll just have him learn it and then use it later. Actually, I'll have him copy every spell he can have here. What is this? Vanish, why not? You have someone who can cast. Figured you didn't. Oh. Yeah, it's one of those things I don't really bother to double check on. Especially when a good majority of my damage output just comes from my 2 archers just shooting everything to oblivion. So spellcasting takes a back seat when martial characters can get a lot done. Sickening, Ray of Enfeeblement, Polymorph Greater. What is this? Protection from arrows, communal. I'm surprised at how many spells he can learn. Let's see. Phantasmal Web. You implant within the mind Targets the illusion that they are engulfed in entangled webs, teeming with swarms of tiny spiders. Those who fail to disbelieve are treated as if in the web spell, but must also make a fort save and become nauseated for that round by the phantasmal spiders. Though I should probably give the illusion spell over to... what's her name? That's good. I got 3 of them. Phantasmal Putrefaction. Orb. Wait, what is this? Mind Blank. Plus Aeon saving throws of all affecting spells. Lasts for 4 hours. It's a 9th level spell. I doubt Woljif will be able to cast this. Icy Prison Mask, same story. Heroic Invocations. Alright, he can learn Frigid Touch. Glitter Dust. Hold on. Okay. Circle of Death. Yeah, he can cast this. Evil Splendor. Nope. Seeker, Blindness, Acid Fog, and that's everything. Alright. I could try to go here, but I don't feel like taking a long rest to do it, so we're going to head on out and finish up with the rest of the quest in the Lucian era. Where else am I supposed to go after Woljif anyway? Let's see. I already did this, so this quest is done. Good. Okay. Read Hilor's letter. I already did. Talk to the mistress in the 10,000 Delights. Okay. Go to the Rapture of Rupture. And get Nocticula's attention. Right. Who is Zephorian? Right. I think they told... yeah, Shamira told me she wants me to find this guy. He's somewhere in the lower levels. I guess that's it. Let's see. Back on to-do list. Oh. For the record, Atrocious, if you're still here, tomorrow I will be streaming. My brother will be here. However, due to work, I won't be able to get the stream started until late. And unlike this time, it's like a foregone conclusion. It won't be because the person that's supposed to show up after my shift is late. Yo. Let's see. Let's see. Go down. Yeah, we'll go over here. To the Rapture of Rupture. So, pull up. And there we go. The hell? Hey, you're the one that tore up Savamelik's mansion, aren't you? I'll bet he's pissed at you. So what? I kicked his ass. And like Nocticula, she controls all the scum from the lower and middle planes with a firm hand, while not getting in the way of serious demons. That's how a true ruler should behave. Yeah, I heard about you. They say you're good in a fight. How about we find out? Or is eviscerating weaklings really the best you can do? Well, these guys are about to start a fight with me and I just walked past them. Oh, there's the Rapture of Rupture. Let's see. You know, I think I could take them.
Don't mind me.
We'll make things right.
No reason to pause.
What do I have to help me take them? Bless.
I'm here. Where else would I be?
Shield. Mage armor.
Sud is restless. I wonder why.
Reduce person on you.
Something wrong?
Let's see. False life. He doesn't have anything that's given him any dex bonus. So, cast Cat's Grace on yourself. Then cast Haste on everybody. And I guess that's it. Yeah. Let's fight him. Beautiful. I am always glad to get a worthy opponent. This will be quick. Just a pit stop on the way to finish up winning.
Surrender or else.
Can't you just die already?
Yep. Nothing we can't handle. Okay, what is hurting us? Rain of blood, unholy damage. Let's just move away from the rain of blood.
Move out.
Alright. Yes, this game favors martial characters a lot. Not much leeway for magic casters. I wonder what triggered this fight. Oh, it was just me talking to him. But it's okay, because I wanted to fight. Alright, let's see. Rapture of Rupture. The sound of Jerebeth's agitated chittering fills your ears. I don't know how adept you are at reading the emotions of others, so I must warn you, you are in danger. Let's see. Why am I in danger? Valexia's greatest enemy is her own boredom, and it has bested her once again. My lady grows tired of you, and your company no longer gives her as much joy as it did before. You have ceased to surprise her, and now she finds you tedious and dull. If you wish to keep her interest, you need to stop acting so predictably. Try to keep her puzzled and intrigued by your behavior. If you follow my advice, you may stand a chance of leaving the rapture of rupture with your mind and body unharmed. Okay. Tell me more about her. Let's see. The magnificent creature. No, this is all the same stuff she's talked about before. Okay, I have to go. And of course, you don't want to keep Alexia waiting. She hates feeling neglected. Valexia's demeanor has changed since the last time you saw her. She looks at you with a mixture of boredom and irritation. When she greets you, her friendliness no longer seems genuine, but forced and insincere. Here's our long-awaited guest. The performance is about to begin, and there is so much new talent here to enjoy. I wonder if any of them will entertain me. She looks directly at you as she makes this last remark. Let's see. Let's see. Once again, you look spectacular in your new dress. I'd rather not. Stop talking to random NPCs. but it's the only intriguing thing. Otherwise it's just me running from point A to point B and nothing happening in between. It's boring. Alright, hon. So what entertainments have you prepared for your guests? Who knows what will happen between us tonight? I'm starting to suspect that you are losing interest in our conversations. I guess I'll go for the third one. Who knows what will happen between us tonight? I'm probably going to kill her. It's called efficient. Sure. The demon glares at you indignantly. I hope you are not suggesting anything improper. I'm not sure what you are trying to insinuate, but I would advise you not to be insolent with me.
Why am I so weak?
Alexia claps her hands imperiously, and one of the performers begins to sing a heartfelt ballad in a deep velvety voice. Alexia looks tired, and her eyes are full of sadness. There's a wistful note in her voice as she asks, "Tell me, how did you end up here in the abyss? You are not one of us. Our ways are foreign to you. Why did you come to our world?" "I bring goodness and light to this dark place." Oh my god. Oh, no, I don't know if I could say something that campy. Let's see. "It is what my queen ordered me to do," which is true. "Chaotic, I came here because I wanted to." Eh. "Evil, you invaded my world, now you will reap what you've sown." Let's see. "I am not prepared to answer such a complex question." Whisper the herder, "What do you think is going on?" "I'll go for the lawful choice. It is what my queen ordered me to do." Alexia sounds slightly irritated. "Do you always follow your queen's orders? If she is the one who does all your thinking for you, perhaps I'd be better off talking with her and not you." The demon interrupts the ballad with an impatient clap of her hands. The singer quails beneath her imperious gaze and hurries away. A tiefling steps onto the stage next, dressed as a jester. "Here's another one for you, distinguished guest. How many mortals would it take to paint this manor?" "Depends how hard you throw them at the walls."
Only death can stop me.
Yeah, that would be killing. Okay. That wailing was starting to annoy me. What do we have next? Oh, another fool has decided to entertain me with his jokes. Well, as far as I'm aware, laughing at cripples and the misfortunate is popular on Golarion as well. If you ask me, it's a primitive sort of form of entertainment. Still, you mortals seem to enjoy it, even though you try to pretend yourselves different from us creatures of vice and evil. Now that I'm thinking about it, what is the difference between demons and Golarions? There is light and mercy in our souls. Okay. We represent order and you represent chaos? No. There is no difference. We're practically identical. We will prevail and you will choke on your own blood. It would take a philosopher to answer your question. Attack. A fight to the death will rid you of your boredom. I don't think that's a good idea. Sure, I'll go for number one. There is light and mercy in our souls. Somewhere. The demon waves her hand dismissively. "Do you really think you are the first Golarion I have ever met? There is as much darkness in your souls as there is in ours, and you cannot pretend that your kind is unacquainted with the sins and vices that bring demons such delight. Don't bore me with your religious propaganda. You're going to die anyways." Alexia dismisses the jester with a wave of her hand. She is clearly disappointed with his witticisms and dirty jokes. He is replaced on the stage by a scrawny spellcaster, who immediately conjures up two illusions that begin to fight violently with one another. "I'll cut off your wings and put you in chains and teach you obedience. May death take you, you despicable beast, light will prevail." Jeez. You're going down. Phylexia, you made her buy the bloody mess. So that's another foe you will have to beat. Oh, right. You're right. God damn it. I'll be fine. It'll all work out. After I die and load the game. And try again. Phylexia rolls her eyes in exasperation, and her voice is unpleasantly shrill. Deep down, I am beginning to wonder if you are worth my time. Why should I desire your company? What more do you have to offer? Because I can guide you to the light? No. Lawful, because chivalry and honor are concepts that are entirely foreign to your other suitors. Chaotic, because no one can match the pure unbridled fury of my soul. Evil, because I will rise to great heights. It is in your best interest to be friends with me. Yeah, sure. That line will go over well. I imagine whatever I say is going to piss her off regardless. So I might as well say something that challenges her. Because no one can match the pure unbridled fury of my soul. And now I'll prove it. Alexia's cruel mocking laughter rings through the air. Her words drip with venom. Are you trying to impress me with your claims? You are in the abyss. Your boasts mean nothing. Do you think this unbridled fury is rare among demons? Alexia snaps her fingers in irritation, and magic sparks fly from her fingertips. The performers who were unlucky enough to provide the evening's entertainment begin to scream with pain. Their bodies change shape, densely in color. Bodies change shape, density, and color. In a matter of moments, they have been completely transformed into a set of whimsically decorated furniture. The pieces of furniture creak sadly as if lamenting their bitter fate.
Only death can stop me.
Alexia is clearly tired of you, and the polite words she forces out from between her teeth do a poor job of hiding her frustration. I must admit that our time together has brought me a certain degree of amusement. However, I do not intend for us to meet again. I ask that you take this humble gift as a sign of my affection, and in fond memory of the pleasure our conversations used to provide. The succubus hands you an elegant piece of jewelry. This is one of my latest creations. It has an intelligent mind of its own. It is certainly far more clever and sophisticated than many living creatures I know. The jewelry will identify the most important traits and features of its owner, and then it will enhance those abilities. It is a rare and valuable gift, and I hope you appreciate its worth. And now I must ask you to leave. I have grown tired of your company. And I'm not a trickster, so I don't have that. Let's see, show Finian. Hold on. Good. Lift the spell from the unfortunate people you've turned into objects. Free all of them now. A fight to the death will rid you of your boredom. Alright, we'll do the... Show Finian. Do you know anything about this? Was this your doing? Alexia narrows her eyes as she examines Finian. Do you really think I would release such poor craftsmanship into the world? Words fail me. However, I have seen work like this before. It was done by an incompetent, untalented individual who called himself Bladesmith. He showered me with compliments and asked to be my apprentice. But in truth, He just wanted to learn my secrets. Needless to say, I refused him in no uncertain terms. Well, let's see what he managed to learn on his own. It looks like he lacked the skills to copy my transformation spells, and he clearly had no idea what he was doing. This is disgustingly crude work. The soul didn't fill the shape completely, and part of it is still lost somewhere. To tell you more, I'll need to disassemble this sample. Don't even think about it. You demons are always looking for a reason to start dismembering people. If we were here to fight instead of talk, I'd be more than a match for you, sweetheart. You'd have a tough time taking me down. How abominable. Its mind seems flawed too. The bladesmith should have called himself the bungler, because that would have been more accurate. Just look at this. He was clearly incapable of selecting the right kind of soul and transforming it properly. What a waste of material. Okay. It is good. Lift the spell on the unfortunate people you've turned into objects. Free them, all of them now. Alexia gives you a cold stare. She lifts her chin haughtily and mutters through clenched teeth. And if I do as you demand, what will happen to my manor? Have you considered that? I've been collecting furniture this way for millennia, and now you want me to leave my house with bare walls and drafty rooms? What unthinkable nonsense! Finian's voice trembles with rage. Were it not for the commander, I would have chopped your head off. Turning living creatures into other things it's the worst of all crimes. Use hell, Finian. Alright, so I don't think I'm going to be able to beat her because like this Holy Rain thing's killing me. So we're going to avoid it. Thank you for your time. I enjoyed our meetings. Now I must go. Alexia looks at you with barely concealed annoyance, but she forces herself to smile politely. Our dates were unforgettable, and now I ask you to leave as soon as possible.
Why am I so weak?
Oh man, he killed him.
We will win this war.
Heal. Hold on. Alexia granted you her patronage. Though her interest did not last long, this affair has still brought you recognition and the fear and respect of Volutionera's many residents. I must ask you to be honest with me. Do you like all the attention? I'm a crusader and I remember my duty. Even if Nocticula herself showers me with treasure, my vows will remain unchanged. This has been such an exciting whirlwind affair. I enjoy being feared and respected by others. This has been very beneficial for my reputation. That's all that matters. I don't want to discuss this. No, even if Nocticula herself showers me with treasure, my vows will remain unchanged. I believe you, champion, and I do not blame you. Oh, if only we had legions behind us, and the full support of my goddess in all her might, we could have destroyed this city and rooted out its many sins. But that's not our mission, and we must adhere to the laws that govern this place. I simply wish to know if you remained firm in your convictions. Again, heal. Heal. And heal. Alright. Is this Holy Rain thing done? Yeah, it's done. Alright. Well, with that out the way, let's save and go. Oh, well, hold on. Let's see. Did Finian change at all? Well, start dialogue. Anything new? Nope. Alright. So when's Finian supposed to like level up again, I guess? See if I turn him back into a weapon. Is it the same stats? Yeah, it's the same stats. Alright. That I do not know. Alright. Well, we'll find out sooner or later, I guess. Nah. Last thing to worry about. What is the last item I got here? It's a prolonged gaze. So, but determination? No. Alright. From oldest to newest. Now, what's this item I got? Alexia's Magnifying Amulet. Right. +5 natural armor bonus. Also grants its user +2 to the highest current ability score. So in this case, strength. And my armor class does go up by 5. Ah, that's too good of a deal. Yeah, alright. We'll figure somebody else to take this, I guess. But I don't think there is anybody else. Let's give him a shirt. Or a robe. Wait. He can't wear light armor?
And you're giving me this because...
Wow. Okay. Robe of Determination. Let's see. That's a spell that forces a fort save. Increase the DC by 2. I should definitely give that to Ninio because there's a fortitude save for Phantasmal Killer to insta-kill. I guess there's nothing else. The Elemental Imbuement. Yeah, spells that deal different elemental types, right? Eldritch Scoundrels exchange armor training for magic. I thought you knew that. I did not, actually. I just knew that he could cast spells. I thought it was supposed to just be this is the rogue archetype that works better with Arcane Trickster. That's all I thought it was. Like if you just wanted to go pure rogue, never like not lose any sneak attack die and still go Arcane Trickster. I thought that was the whole point of the Eldritch Scoundrel. That was it. I didn't know there was any kind of trade-off aside from... Yeah, I just didn't know what the trade-off was. Now I do. See. But back to my original thing. He's got Acid Pit. Acid Fog. Wow, I don't... He doesn't have spells of other elements. Oh no, he's got Lightning Bolt and Fireball. So he's got Fire, Acid, Lightning. Any other element? Ice. Alright, if I move the spells around a bit, I can actually make good use of this. Let's see. He has pretty decent dex, so I'll give him some ranged spell attacks. So, Snowball. One Scorching Ray. Let's see. We'll keep these fire spells here. It's not like he has. He's got like an acid arrow, but I can live without that. Let's see. Fireball, lightning bolts. I think I'll just replace it with 2 lightning bolts. Fourth level spells. No real element. I mean, I could use acid pit, but I can live without that. Let's see. Fifth level spells. Guess I'll keep these as is. No way. Cloud Kill nauseates as well, but it only kills weaklings that I'm probably not going to run into. DC 21, DC 21. Now, what do you think is better, Cloud Kill or Phantasmal Web? I guess I'll just go for Cloud Kill. Screw it. Dominate person's too good to pass up. Mind Fog. I can get rid of Mind Fog. I can't. Okay, hold on. When does this class get to cast 6th level spells? Here we go. Next level up. There we go. Alright. That's that. Save. Dr. Jarabeth. Your diplomacy and wit are to be commended. Not every person could survive an evening like this unscathed. But you managed to avoid being turned into an exquisite item of decor. Ultimately, I'd say Phantasmal Web is better. It works like web and doesn't affect your party. Yeah, okay. So I'll go for 2 casts of Phantasmal Web instead of Cloud Kill. Alright, let's get out before something bad happens. Right. Another quest done. Next up. What do you got left? The only thing remaining is to win the favor of the most influential person in the city after Nocticula. Thought I just did that. Oh wait, no. That's right, Shamira. Alright, so... First, let's go trace the shadows in the 10,000 Delights. There's a portal near her, right? Oh, hold down. I have to find that guy in the sunshine. Right. Thank you. Wait. Isn't there a portal in, like, the Rapture of Rupture? Nope. Damn. Yeah. Well, whatever. Portal's right over there anyway. pretty sure the portal's supposed to be right over here somewhere. Where the heck is it? Screw it. No, I see it now. Of course, I can just go into 10,000 Delights right here. Alright. So first we'll go here. Then we'll go into the lower planes to find that Zephora guy. And that should, and let's see, well, yeah, that should be it. Then I should finally be able to meet up with Nocticula. Presented by Fanta. You're guessing. You're wrong. It's not a Fanta. It's an indescribed drink, or yeah, it's a nondescript drink that is carbonated, that is still fruit flavored, but still, it's not a Fanta. Still, it's kind of scary how well you're on the mark on these. Like, are you like a connoisseur type? Like, you can, like, what is the term when someone can tell what kind of liquor or alcohol is poured just from the smell of it or something? Is that what you do? Like expensive, like you can identify expensive bottles all the time? Alright, let's see. Harax greets you with a regal gesture. My favorite guest, welcome to the 10,000 Delights. I'm looking for the Spinner of Nightmares. Do you know her? Yes, I've met her. She was a crazy bitch, but a wildcat between the sheets. She had a refuge in the 10,000 Delights, then known as the Den of Sweet Horror. But she moved to Galarian not long ago, leaving her entourage here, a group of drug-addled cultists. When she left the 10,000 Delights, she left them with us for our amusement. If you're trying to track her down, ask them. They may know something. Okay. No, that's not what I do, but I am pretty on the nose. Huh. So it's just natural talent. No training needed. In other words, you probably could get that kind of a job. Let's see. I have to go. Rax's voice turns languid and slightly petulant. You will come back to me soon, won't you? I'll miss you. Don't keep me waiting too long. Okay. So, it only works with sodas, though. Ah, damn it! If it worked with liquor, you'd have a real good career path open. But hey, if you got the talent to get that close with soda, then I don't know, man. It sounds like a hop, skip, and a jump. All right, let's see. Talk to the inhabitants of the Den of Sweet Horror. Okay. Since I'm a favorite patron and all, I guess I have the run of the place. So no one should be trying to stop me if I try to explore. Where the hell is it? Outside. Portal. I know there's some stairs that led to another room somewhere. Oh, here it is. I think? No? How the hell do I get to the... Alright, so... I'm sure I can get there. What was my only chance to go there with Camilla? That can't be right. So I can't go there that way. That way. I'd rather not, but I don't want sex, but I just want to spend the night here. Willing to pay for a room. One night will cost you 5,000 gold coins. More expensive than other places, yes, but I personally guarantee your safety. I don't have that kind of money right now. How would anyone rent a room and spend the night alone? What a waste of money. After all, you could spend the night with someone. Instead, I will set... and this is why we have random fights in the streets. So now I can actually just sell all the items I got. I don't need those. Don't need these +1 scimitars. Or the +2 scimitars. Don't need two of those. Don't need that. Don't need these. I need Bardiche. I'll hold on to the rest of this just in case. There. Alright. Correct. Now, pay the 5,000 gold. A good night's rest is worth it. Please enjoy the peace and solitude. I'll see to your companions. A conversation with Greybor. Okay. Let's see, what do we have here? Stuff. Into the 10,000 delights. Please don't teleport me to the top floor again. God damn it! So there was no point. It was a waste of 5 grand. I mean, no, I got the long rest, but still. In your current case, not random. Provoked by being too curious. You're lucky you're not a cat because catfolk have been outvoted by kitsune. We could have had catfolk. I mean, I think they didn't add catfolk because they wanted Windowog to be unique. Because otherwise she would have just been catfolk. Alright. I guess just talk to them. Rockhorn, anything? Not afraid of pain, are you? Be so sweet. Right. We got the sinners. Alright, any of you know anything? Miss you so much, champion. Thing was so exciting. funds that? No. So, talk to this. Knife form. I crave pleasure, give it to me. No. Okay, so there you got. How may I help you? Madams. Chit chat with guests. Let's see. Another patron. Man, glowworm. You crazy, I promise. Kinda defeats the purpose. Stay sane. Alright. Patrons. See, if I stay here for even one more hour, I'll die from sensory overload. Best death ever. Let's see. Vet the honey tongue. They even call you stud. You don't get that from any human wench. I don't know, man. You pay someone enough, they'll say whatever that you want them to. Or at least you'll get if you pay someone enough. Alright. Let's see. The succubus in the corner bites her full lips and throws pleading glances at you. But it doesn't look like she's pleading for love. A demon guard stands nearby. But it wouldn't be insincere. Yes, it would! The whole thing is... There's nothing but a lot of insincerity here. If there was sincerity, then it probably wouldn't be demonic. Alright. You, sir, have such a martial look about you. And that body. I immediately picked you out from the crowd. Please spare me at least a moment of your time. I am Morvet, Honey Tongue. And I have been waiting for you. Attack. We'll see how good you are, sweet talkie, after I rip out your honey tongue. Let's see. Okay, what can I do? You want to talk about something? But you misread. Oh! Yeah, you're right, I did misread. No, wait, no. It would still be insincere. Whether they were human or inhuman. Like, it's literally a business. Alright, moving on. Moving on. We're going to talk about something else. Alright. You want to talk about something? Oh, yes. Zerix. I don't know what to do. The succubus hides her face in her hands. He'll either kill me or get me kicked out of here. And I don't know which is worse. What happened? Who is Zerix? The succubus clutches her hands to her chest. Zerix is a powerful demon, and I was so flattered when he noticed me. But then he grew jealous. He complained that I spent too much time with the other guests. And then he started killing them. I'm so afraid he'll kill me out of jealousy. Perception check succeeded. Jeez, 44. Who's got the plus 37 bonus? It's probably Ruchelet. The succubus looks at you closely, as if checking whether you believe her. There's no one else who can help me. I am powerless, and no one can protect me outside the walls of the brothel. Woljif, frozen from the moment he spotted Moravet, devours her with a love-stricken gaze. Kill a demon? That's easily done. for such a for the sake of such a beautiful lady. Ah, it seems little Woljif has a crush on the succubus. Slow down, fearsome demon slayer. There's nothing for you here. But you can always tell her that silly tale you used on the priestess back in Dresden. Yes, tell her you're a prince from a faraway land, cursed and doomed to live without love, and no one can melt your frozen heart, remember? Woljif gets it. Frowning, Woljif glares balefully at the huntress. That story works, I'll have you know. Try it yourself, you'll see. You're just angry because you haven't gotten any in far too long. Okay, let's see. I don't think you're telling me everything. For an instant, the succubus's perfect face turns angry and unpleasant, but it quickly passes. You don't trust me because I sell my love for money? If I lie to guests here, it's only to make them happy. How can I help you? Murder is forbidden in the 10,000 Delights, so I set up a date with Zerix on the roof, not far from here. I beg you to kill him, and I will repay you with such pleasure that you will never again be tempted by anyone else. Bring me his ring, and you'll learn what my honey tongue can do, though this will not be your only reward. I want to ask about something else. The succubus leans forward and whispers in your ear, searing you with her breath. Alright, but quietly. We don't want anyone to tip off the reeks. When I have a spare moment, I'll return. Succubus meets your eyes. I'm willing to wait for you until the end of time. Sure. Alright, so I'm stuck. I don't know how to get to wherever they said these other people are in the 10,000 Lights. There's only 2 entrances. Wait, is there a way to get over here? No. Yeah, I'm stuck. What the hell am I supposed to do here? Don't tell me. Shadows. The Den of Sweet Horror. Where is the Den of Sweet Horror? Like, Atrocious, do you know? Is it inside the 10,000 Delights or somewhere else? I can look it up. Thank you. On the Garden of Dreams. Down. Flesh Markets. Lower City. Green Mansion. Alright. Alright, well, while I count on you to look that up, I guess I'll just go and deal with Greybor. He wants to talk about something after all. To the portal. Nexus. If I remember right, Greyboar's just in the cave. What's your size? So scared. Why do you need all those weapons? You won't hurt us, will you? Horrible. This is not a palace. These are some filthy caves. Staying here is so disgusting. I want to go back to Dunk's house. Okay. Save here. Talk to Woljif about what happened. Oh no, Greybor. Greybor gives you a sly smile as he lights his pipe. The excited glint in his eyes betrays his impatience to share some news with you. Finally, he can contain himself no longer. Interesting news has reached my ears, Louis. There has been talk among the more disreputable citizens of Illusionera that someone is hiring the most vicious thugs and cutthroats to kill a certain Willowdis. A familiar name, isn't it? I strongly suspect that this is the same Willowdis who set me up during the assassination of Derazan. I'd call that a fortuitous coincidence. Well, I found it, and it's rather easy to get to. Really? Oh, how do I get there? Remind me you have against Willowdis. I can't wait to have a few words with that fellow. He contracted me to kill the Baylor Derazan, and insisted that I use the magical dagger he gave me, which turned out to be defective. My target escaped, and even though it only postponed his death for a few days, it sullied my reputation. This means, of course, that Willowdis will have to pay. I'm not sure yet how I will collect that payment, in gold or his life. How did you obtain this information? Greybor sounds offended. I am an assassin. If I didn't know how to obtain rumors, I'd be out of work. I visited a few taverns, including a place called Bad Luck. It's a real cesspool, and information flows into it from all over the city. I was approached by someone who was looking for thugs to hire. He was the one who told me everything. I would have found out more if I had talked to him longer, but after he called me a bloody larva, he needed the dentist, and I needed a new mug of beer. It's the room closest to the upper city exit in the 10,000 Delights. It's kinda dumb because for once you didn't speak to every NPC, and if you did, you'd have accomplished the quest. Are you shitting me? Oh my god. Alright. Well, it shouldn't be hard to do after this. Who is this Willowdis? Greybor takes a slow, thoughtful draw from his pipe, and then answers in a businesslike manner. Here's what I know about our prey. He is a demon, and a wizard powerful enough to enjoy high status in this city. Lately, he has surrounded himself with a small army of mercenaries. But they are mere thugs who lack the skills of professional bodyguards. Ever since Willowdis found out about the bounty on his head, he hasn't left his mansion. I suspect it's full of traps. I wouldn't underestimate the danger of facing Willowdis. They were looking for real daredevils to bring him down. Which means this whole business is almost certainly risky. Maybe even suicidal. Who wants Willowdis dead? The dwarf shrugs. The anonymous entity, who apparently has more brains than Willowdis, and is smart enough to keep his name a secret from his employees. I bet it is one of the Descarites. Durazand was one of Descari's lackeys, after all, and even though internal strife never ends within that snake pit, they always team up against external threats. And what do you suggest? I'll be I'll be damned if I let a bunch of incompetent thugs get to him before me. No. First I must have a little chat with Willidis, and then they can do whatever they want with him. How about we leave those hapless goons in the dust and visit Willidis's mansion first? Sounds like an exciting challenge, doesn't it? Do you want to kill Willidis? Not necessarily. Perhaps I'd rather have the full weight of compensation in gold. And yet, the longer my vengeance is delayed, the stronger my desire grows to collect the debt in another way. How do we find Willidis? His mansion is in the upper city. It's called the House of Wicked Knowledge. I'm not sure how wicked his knowledge is exactly, but he is truly wicked when it comes to business arrangements. Alright, let's pay this Willidis a visit. Excellent. I think that conversation will involve some good, old-fashioned violence. Wait, talk to Woljif about what happened to him. Woljif gives you a friendly wave. Hey, Chief, want to talk? Do you want to talk about what happened at Jägerfelis' mansion? You mean about how I turned down an amazing magical power because of you? I'm kidding. I rejected it of my own free will. You know, Chief, I've never met anyone like you. I should be laughing at myself and you and the way we worked everything out, but I don't want to. What would I do in the abyss? I just keep hanging out with scumbags and traitors, thinking that I'm one of them. But with you, I've been places, seen things, good and bad, and things I've never even thought about before. Woljif pauses to think. Sister Charisma and the others used to tell me to grow up and act like an adult. Maybe this is it. I seem to have made a choice, the most important one in my life. I don't know who I am yet, but I'm definitely not a street rat or an urchin anymore. Just don't call me a crusader. I've never respected them, and I still don't. You're the exception. I have to go. Let's talk later. Wool just shrugs. Whatever, you're free to do as you please. Alright, let's go. 10,000 lights it is. Alright. Out with Woljef and in with Greybor. Right. 10,000 lights. Alright, here we go. Whenever you're ready, game. Alright. According to what you said, I'm just supposed to go into this room here and talk to this Baphomet cultist. I used to be bothered by insects crawling under my skin, but now I've realized I'm a giant termite hill. I am their home. Okay. I see clouds, living clouds. They are eating each other. You look strange. Those horns growing from your eyes. They really don't bother you? Okay. The demon worshipper raises his filmy eyes at you. For a while, he tries to understand who you are, but ultimately gives up. What do you want? Do I owe you gold? Who are you? I am ashes caught by a storm, whirling in the wild vortex of the tornado tormenting this universe. I am measured emptiness. And who are you? Well, it doesn't matter. You are neither ashes nor emptiness. We shall never understand each other. You are high. Alright. I'm looking for the spinner of nightmares. And there we have it. Search. The spinner of nightmares? We adore her. She is our teacher. She opened our minds to the beauty of madness, brought us here, granted us fear's eternal delight, and then the cultist's gaze grows perplexed. She went away. Where did she go? Why would she abandon us? It's so sad. He looks to be on the verge of tears, but a moment later, he's already boasting a carefree, woozy grin. But she left us so many presents. They're all in her caches. Oh, so many all around here. I don't know what that thing is. It looks like a dried human brain, but it has plenty of sweet horror in it. What are you doing here? We enjoy the silence and darkness of oblivion. We give each other quiet. We share our grains of truth, scattered in the endlessness voids of our minds. And we'd be glad if you didn't interfere with this process. We have nothing to talk about. You are right. A great truth has revealed itself to you. We have nothing to talk about. Words are nothing. Words are barriers between our minds. Only a union of feelings matters. The fuck, man? Alright, well. Who has the highest world check? Knowledge world. Oh, here we go. Could have gotten gold. Yeah, I could have. It's too late now. I see your insides, your essence. Oh my, you've been sewn and stuffed like a doll. And there is something extremely vile festering inside you. This is the real you, isn't it? Yeah, he's just talking crazy talk. It's fine. Launch world 1 0 4 2. So, Seal is my best bet for a knowledge world check. Can't fail in knowledge arcana. Perception's pretty good too. Do I have anyone with religion? 1 1 2 13. I got a 13 for religion, so I need a 16 to get that. Screw it. Let's do it.
Did I fail?
There's no failing in these checks. No, I guess I could. For the call. Whatever. Hmm? 1/4 chances of success. I like those odds. You're gonna be here a while. Don't jinx it, man. Fail up.
Did I fail?
What do I need to pass this again? Plus 13. Yeah. Just might. Does it? Shit. Maybe I should just bite the bullet, accept that I won't pass it, and then move on. Yeah. Alright, let's get this over with. Launch religion.
Maybe I did something wrong here?
The sheets are covered with embroidery that can be folded to form some unknown symbols. Alright, then the knowledge world check.
This was simple enough.
A bookshelf is a popular choice for a stash. The pages of several books are in fact cut out neatly, but the caches are empty. Knowledge Arcana.
I did it. It happens sometimes.
A magic figurine used to conduct mind manipulating rituals. And then the perception check, 27.
I'm glad I was useful to you.
The backside of the altar conceals a small indentation for a cache. Unfortunately, it's empty. And then over here, the Spinner of Nightmares cache is securely hidden, but not so well that a careful search can't uncover it. Right. Spinner of Nightmares notes. So we done here? Let's see, give the Nightmare's diary to Hilor. Okay, whenever I find him again. That's way back in society, back on Galarian. Alright, let's see here. Crying out loud. Spinner of Nightmares notes. Chaotic notes are nearly illegible handwriting. One phrase stands out. Sometimes I regret that I can't finish this endless game of cat and mouse with Hilor. But I took away his daughter, and he will stop at nothing in his quest for revenge. Time after time, he finds my trail and tries to catch me. I feel sorry for him. He is a decent man, and I'm probably partially to blame. If we could talk, I could probably make peace with him, but he won't listen. Oof. Alright. Well, with that out the way. Let's go deal with companion quest first. Alright. Now, where do we go from here? Some portals. Palace. Abandoned Mansion. 10,000 Delights. Metal City. Demalcho's Mansion. Down. Ball up. Rapture of Rupture. So where would I go? Here we go. Portal up. Let's see here. With all that turning away over there, let's try moving the camera again. No. Let's see. Alright. Above this portal. Try to figure out where to go from here. Found it. I found the clue that I'm supposed to be. I guess I found something.
Do not fear. Do
The
not
abyss is for
wither.
demons. Mythic rock assassin.
The light take you.
Sure, buddy. Keep telling yourself that. Oh wait, this guy's not dying in 2 seconds. Shadow Wing. Okay.
Victory is worth the pain.
This one you lose. I'll just sit here. Don't worry about me.
The Shadow Wing's killing all my back row. Now he's killed me.
Please help me.
Wow. Okay. I got killed. Right. So let's try this again. Trying to find the mansion at Greyboar's, where Willidus is. Greyboar's target. It's supposed to be somewhere in the upper city, so. And let's just hope I don't get assassinated before I get there. It's northeast. Been there before. Oh, sweet. When you say northeast, though, and the map changes. You sure I've been there? So is it here? Oh, the House of Wicked Knowledge. Shit. Thank you. Huh. I was starting to think it was going to be where I just got assassinated. So I was going to keep having to go back there until I won. Alright.
This war must end.
Heal up. Pull up a bit more. Alright, let's go. And in-game. The lock is familiar. These locks are used by monster traders from Katapesh, who want to ensure their most powerful beasts stay in their cages. It can't be forced, but one delicate twist of a knife, and done. A hunt is a clash between the hunter's cunning and the shrewdness of the prey. When the prey expects a trap, the hunter's acumen is put to the test in trying to subvert such expectations. Willidis has proven he understands this fundamental principle. The commander bursts through the front door and freezes. For all the tales about the mansion supposedly becoming a citadel, no one is there to assault the unwanted guests. There are no flying arrows, no chilling battle cries, and the expensive furniture hasn't been turned into makeshift barricades. The commander and his companions carefully examine the luxurious antechamber. There are 2 doors leading deeper into the mansion. One bears a symbol of a mirror, and the other a symbol of a knife. There is a bloody pigeon feather in front of the door, and a note that contains 2 words: "Welcome, assassin." Succeeding in lore religion check. The commander recalls that the bloody feather is the symbol of Shax, the Blood Marquis. This demon lord is infamous for luring his victims into labyrinths full of deadly traps. The door slams shut loudly behind him. The commander. Let's see. Decides to leave the mansion. Enters the door with the mirrored symbol. Enters the door with the knife symbol. A book adventure. Haven't had those in a while. Yeah. I kind of miss how frequent they were in Kingmaker. Like in this game, they only happen. Like this is the 4th one throughout the game in like a long time. There was the Angel one, the Aeon one, the one against the Swarm, and I think this and the other one with Greybor. If there were others, they're just too spaced out. I don't know. Alright, let's see. Open the door with the knife symbol. They say that pets reflect the character and disposition of their owners. If this is true, then the lord of the mansion has a truly cruel and perverse disposition. The commander enters a spacious cellar filled with scattered bones and cages. All of them are wide open. Wait, you forgot the one with the wardstone. Oh yeah, you're right! Man. That one didn't last long at all, though. Alright, hold on. But it still counts, you're right. Let's see. Commander enters a spacious cellar filled with scattered bones and cages. All of them are wide open, and the creatures they once contained are freely roaming the room. They've all come from different planes. Some are monsters, some are mere animals. Some are intelligent species, yet all of them shamble around aimlessly. They pant loudly and drool drips from their slack jaws and open mouths. Their horribly mutilated and scarred heads provide evidence as to the reason for this behavior. A merciless surgeon has opened their skulls and taken out most of their brains. leaving only the bits that govern the most base instincts, such as hunger. And these creatures are very hungry indeed. The commander decides to trickery 28, distract the monsters, stealth, slip away, to slip past the monsters, or intimidate, to scare away the monsters. To attack the monsters, that's a dumb idea. Scare away the monsters. It's what I'm good at. Lewis bursts out of the shadows with a spectacular leap and lands in the center of the room, where he draws his weapon and quickly puts several of the closest monsters out of their misery. He produces such a wild and bloodthirsty howl that even these mindless wretches are shaken to their core. Squealing pathetically, they hurry back into their cages, huddled in fear. The way is now free. 3 doors lead from this dark cellar, and its oppressive stink of blood and decay. The commander decisively reaches out for the one marked with the symbol of a mirror, a tooth-filled maw, a pair of scales. I'm imagining the mirror is always going to be the trap. Alright, well, I said decisively. I reach for the tooth-filled maw. No, the pair of scales. Oh wait, no, those are... I imagine those are like merchant scales. Never mind. Tooth-filled maw. Everyone makes mistakes. The difference between an amateur and an expert is simply that the expert knows how to hide those mistakes in some deep dark hole. It seems the commander has found the place where the lord of this mansion hides his mistakes. The walls of this room are splattered with blood up to the ceiling, and the floor is shaped like a funeral. Or like a funnel, sorry. Funnel. There is a stand for steel poles with bloody hooks at their ends. Gravediggers use such tools to drag dead plague victims into their corpse carts. With a sudden click, the stone floor turns to ice, causing the commander to slip and slide down toward the giant gap in the center of the room, where it is now possible to discern a maw. It is a giant round mouth with hundreds of long sharp teeth, a massive throat, and the staggeringly foul odor of hundreds and hundreds of decaying corpses. This maw is a gigantic corpse eater, which gorges itself on the results of failed and unsuccessful experiments. The commander runs away, coming up the slippery stones. Perception. Decides to fight the monster, looking for its most vulnerable spots. Athletics. Tries to restrain the monster by wedging a steel pole between its jaws. That sounds awesome. Let's do that. It's what it's called from Star Wars. Hey, I did it. Alright. 19, sweet. Sarlacc or something. I don't know, but I know whatever it is, I'm pretty sure it's the thing that ate Boba Fett. Alright. Lewis grabs a metal pole with a hook that must have been used to drag corpses, and rushes forward to wedge it between the monster's jaws, keeping its mouth open. The monster wheezes, trying with all its might to shut its jaws. But its thrashing only makes the steel sink deeper into its slimy flesh. Eventually, the monster will snap the pole in half, but at least this daring feat allows Lewis some precious time to escape the room. Slowly but surely, digging his heels into the slippery surface of the ice, the commander manages to escape the monster's maw, and climb up a safe distance towards the wall. The pole creaks and bends in the horrible jaws, and the commander quickly retreats from the room. 3 doors with different symbols lead from the monster's lair. Upon reflection, the commander decides to open the one bearing the symbol of Boiling Cauldron, Parascales. Well, the Parascales is shown twice. I guess I'll choose this. A pair of scales. No matter how gleefully the lord of this palace mutilates flesh, he is first and foremost a scientist. And a scientist, by definition, is a madman who can put to shame any giggling maniac with a knife. Therefore, it comes as no surprise that his laboratory is furnished with care and order, and there is no hint of the tawdry luxury found in the other rooms. There is a multitude of flasks and vials with potions resting on the tables, and the cupboards are full of jars containing brains of all shapes and colors. As soon as the door closes behind the commander's back, a huge silvery autoclave opens with a wheezing clang, emitting a wave of foul-smelling brine. A hideous homunculus, covered in glistening slime, crawls out of the autoclave. Its liquid, malleable body constantly grows new limbs, eyes, and mouths, absorbing the bits and pieces it no longer requires. It seems the monster can't decide what shape it should take. It stares at the commander with malevolent intelligence. It seems it has better mental faculties than most alchemically produced creatures. The homunculus giggles repulsively as it grabs a vial full of acid and aims it at the commander's head. Let's see, Knowledge Arcana 28, it can't fail. Mobility 28, can't fail. Intimidate, can't fail. Let's see, start throwing flasks of potions at the homunculus while trying not to touch any really dangerous substances. Attack the nimble monster, hoping to corner it and finish it off. Gonna use my Intimidate again. Decide to scare off the malevolent monster. Lewis takes a deep breath and produces a frightening roar. The homunculus wails in 3 different voices and flees rapidly. Its multitude of thin, little legs meld to produce 2 stout, muscular ones, before turning into the flexible tail of a snake. The homunculus finds a narrow hole and crawls inside. It continues to whimper as it peers out with its saucer-like eyes. Stepping over the wreckage of expensive lab equipment and shattered glass, the commander pauses before the 3 doors and eventually chooses the one with the symbol of... I already went through them all. Blazing fire, yes, screw that. They're gonna rename you Lewis Dragonshout. And that's how last names are earned in the tabletop RPGs. Guess I'll go with the blazing fire. What's the worst that can happen? The commander finds himself in a long stone passage. No traps are triggered by his careful steps, yet at the end of the passage his vision grows blurry. The illusion of safety falls apart like a house of cards, revealing an endless fiery field, ashen mountains, rivers of lava, and magmatic volcanoes. Hot wind scorches his face. It is not difficult to conclude that this deadly place is the elemental plane of fire. Ash and volcanic rock tremble beneath the commander's feet, but walking on it seems safe enough for now. The only escape route is the distant 3-way arc of rough-hewn stone containing the 3 familiar doors. However, in order to reach it, the commander must find a way past the river of fire, in which tiny islets of porous stone are just barely visible. The river spews out tongues of roaring flame that land on the banks and crystallize into dark glass. As a result, both banks of the river have become steep, jagged cliffs of obsidian. The commander has nothing left to do but... religion? How does religion help? To walk along the bank looking for a ford guided by his knowledge of interplanar travel. Okay. Pretty sure that wouldn't be religion, but whatever. Arcana? Alright. Knowledge world. To cross using the rocks gathered about the place. Need 10 or higher. Mobility. Can't fail. To get to the other side by jumping from islet to islet. Yeah. Lewis spots several tiny islets in the river of lava and deftly jumps from one to another. Avoiding the scorching caress of the boiling magma, he manages to reach the other side of the river, the fiery river, and climbs up the steep slope. After reaching the stone portals, the commander has to decide which of the 3 doorways to enter. Eventually, he settles on the one with the symbol of a rod? The door doesn't budge. The commander forces it open with his weight and enters the same hall where this dangerous expedition first began. The cozy, comfortable setting in no way hints at the nightmares that awaited the commander inside the mansion. The door outside is wide open, and through the doorway, dark figures can be seen clutching weapons. All of this was nothing but a warm-up. The final decisive battle is still to come. The commander prepares for a fight as he steps outside the accursed mansion. Incubus picture. Willidus. The leader of this gang of demons is grotesquely disfigured, even by the standards of the Abyss. A disproportionately large and bloated head rests on a tiny, disformed body covered in bumps and furrows, like a shriveled walnut. What seems at first to be a mane of hair standing up on end is revealed upon closer inspection to be bone needles sticking out from his pale, blistered skin. Where the mouth should be, there is instead a bony plate, formed from yellowing teeth that have grown together. It protrudes out of his torn, lacerated lips. His voice appears to come from a slobbering, undulating hole in his neck, just beneath his chin. More bloody larvae showing up at my palace. I'm getting very tired of these visits. What a freak. Even I feel somewhat conflicted. Would killing this creature be an act of cruelty or mercy? I do not wish to show mercy to the scum that set me up. Who are you? Say, don't worry, don't worry, I'm the last guest you'll ever have. I'll do that later. Who are you? A snort of derision escapes from the creature's throat, and he makes a dismissive gesture with his hand, his dirty nails curling into long, thin spirals. You don't even know who you've decided to challenge? Let these words herald your imminent death, outsider. I am Willidus, the wizard confidant and advisor to the Lady in Shadow. I am also known as the Vivisector. No, plain knowledge is religion, makes sense. If you say so. I kind of thought the plane of fire was magic, so Arcana, but whatever. Alright. Greybor smirks, not bothering to hide his contempt. So many words, I'll simply call you a corpse. Less impressive sounding, perhaps, but easy to remember. Why'd you turn your house into a trap? I was expecting assassins, and therefore I prepared a warm welcome for such guests. I trust that you appreciated my vivarium. When I am finished with you, you'll become a new decoration for my palace, and another test for those who follow you. You will be mine. Some of you will be mindless pets, and the more attractive ones. I may use you to meet other needs. The monstrosity giggles lecherously, and the sound is shrill and repulsive, like metal against glass. Ugh. Well, cause. Well, no, because there are deities in every plane. That's a good counter-argument. Alright, yeah, sure. Planar knowledge is religion checks, then. I mean, I know it's not world, because it's otherworldly. But okay. Alright. Did you create the monsters I found in the mansion? The demon cackles with glee and replies scornfully, You call them monsters, silly boy. What can you possibly know about it? Those are masterpieces of vivisection, impossible creations conceived not by nature, but born of my scalpel, needle, and magic. So who do you think wants you dead? My enemies are many and dangerous, and I could spend an eternity guessing. But there's no need for that. Once I've killed you, I'll soak your warm little brains in my concoctions, and read the names of my enemies like tea leaves in their wrinkled patterns. And then I'll have a lovely dinner. There is a greedy, predatory gleam in those tiny eyes, buried deep within the folds of wrinkled flesh. He's a bad guy. Bad guys don't need backstories. To murder. Hold on. Why did you put a hit out on Derazand and give Greybor a faulty magical weapon? The demon hisses in frustration, spittle flying from the hole in his neck. Nonsense! Why would I want that idiot dead? What possessed him to think I'm the one who put a hit out on him? And how dare you pathetic amateurs even think that a scheme of mine might possibly fail? If I truly wanted to kill Derazan, he'd be long gone. But no, I don't give a damn about anyone from that swarm of locusts. I expected such an answer. For some reason, whenever I corner these scoundrels and demand a reckoning, none of them are brave enough to own up to their crimes. And they never go quietly when I slit their throat. What do you think, Greybor? The dwarf shrugs and says thoughtfully, Usually I'm quite capable of detecting lies, but this ugly wretch is impossible to read. And why does it matter anyway? Even if he's not lying, we'd do well to get rid of him. He just tried to kill us in his mansion. Besides, will you ever sleep well knowing this monstrosity is alive somewhere? Your words reek of deceit. The demon's cloudy eyes flare with anger, and his smug giggles give way to a low, menacing growl. Soon we shall find out what your tiny, ridiculous, worm-eaten brain smells like. Kill him! The dwarf grins ominously, and as he looks at the demon, there is no mercy in his eyes. I won't lie, I've been waiting for this moment. Tomorrow morning, my reputation will be spotless once again. Sweet dreams.
You'll make a fine trophy.
Alright, so. Kill Willidus first. Target. Let's see. Cast Firestorm. You smite evil on Willidus. And that's it. Everyone else just go at it. Oh shit, he's scared of Ivu. This might be a while. He's got haste on him. Alright, well, while that's going on. Oh man, they're all just chasing away. Wait, never mind, don't cast that. Just cast what you were going to. Kill the incubus. Alright, how many? Alright, so it's just it's just Willidus on a running spree. No, never mind. We got another incubus running away. Insert Benny Hill soundtrack. Yeah! It's like, are we gonna have to run all throughout the goddamn kingdom for this? Where'd he go? There he is. I got him. Who else is there? What the hell? The world is changing. Alright. Well, let's see. What happens here? The projection is that of a tall female demon. Unlike many of her kind, she seems slimmer and less stocky in build. Upon closer examination, you realize that her thinness is caused by extreme emaciation, which makes her look like a withered tree. The skin on her neck and wrists bear the marks of shackles, and her body is covered with flaming seals of Baphomet. Lowering her eyes, the demon addresses you quietly. Allow me to congratulate you. The short work you've made of Willidus proves you are a true professional. I am Horzala, and on behalf of the Assassin's Guild, I congratulate Greybor on completing this contract. You have fulfilled the order we received for Willidus's murder, and therefore you have the right to collect the bounty, even though you are not a guild member yourself. I'm sure you also have many questions about what happened. I doubt our guild is hard to find. There is a notice board at its entrance, where the assassination contracts are posted. Who are you? I'm Horzala, Baphomet's daughter. The projection looks at you in the eye, and adds in an aggrieved whisper, Horzala, not Hepzimira. She is my elder sister, but I doubt you're able to appreciate the true extent of my misfortune. I am also known in Illusionera as the assistant and right hand of Yaz, the head of the Assassin's Guild. Do you know what happened here? I may know a thing or two, but we should discuss these matters inside the guild, not in public. Who's going to overhear us? The corpses? Why don't you come here and speak to us face to face, instead of projecting an illusion? Or are you afraid we won't like your answers and will make you join Willidus? At the sight of the demon's sour expression, Greybor gives an aggressive snort. Get out of here, you horned abomination, or we'll pay a visit to the Assassin's Guild soon. We'll pay a visit to the Assassin's Guild soon. Thank you for your answer. The bounty awaits you. I'm not sure what reward awaits us, but I truly hope it's a considerable sum of gold, and not a meager payment served up at the end of a blade. Alright, so I gotta move the map around a bit, but first, let's loot some bodies. Willidus had, what'd you have? A fancy scimitar and a ring. No, it's just a +3 scimitar. Yeah. All that chasing. Right, there's 2 of the bodies. Man, his servants had more stuff than he did. Alright. Another Incubus Butcher was over there. Okay, there we go. Okay, here we are. Last body to loot. Now I got a quest to go to the Assassin's Guild. Let's see what happens. Does it say where it is? Nope. You always lose the option to have a good battle opener. I don't want to. I generally don't want to be a murder hobo in this playthrough. Although the flesh markets were an exception. Let me see. Well, let's see. Master of Reputation, which means it's somewhere in the middle city. Well, we will go ahead and finish this up at another time. Probably tomorrow. Most likely tomorrow. But for now, we are at time. So I will see everyone who came by next time. Thank you all for joining. So, see you tomorrow, and until then, take care. Well, for Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous.